Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Leonela and today I'm bringing you a new tutorial to make these lovely and super fun, addictive crochet wind spinners. And because I couldn't get enough and I wanted to make more, I made a second one, and this one is with a sunflower and it's super cute, and I use the colors of the sunflower. So let's see this one. I hope you enjoy making this tutorial with me, and if you do, don't forget to leave a comment below and hit the subscribe button for more tutorials and patterns like this. And if you would like to read the free version of this pattern, head to my blog dublinbaycrochet.com, or you can also grab your PDF pattern on my Etsy shop. So now let's head to the tutorial. For making this tutorial, I'm going to use worsted weight yarn, and in this case this is 100% cotton, which I think is nicer for home decorations, but you can use any yarn you have at home, any brands, and this is the color combination we're going to use. You're going to start by making a slip knot, and this is going to be row number 1, and you're going to chain any number of chains. In my case, I'm going to do 71, but your number of chains should measure at least 50 centimeters to have quite a long wind spinner. And once your chain is completed, in this case I changed 71, you're going to work an extra chain and work a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So this is the second chain from the hook, and you're going to work a single crochet. And then you're going to work a single crochet into each chain available until the end of your row. I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on single crochets until I get to the end, and I will show you what to do next. I'm now almost at the end of the row, and I'm going to work the last single crochet. But here you're not going to close this last single crochet because you're going to bring in a new color. In this case, it's going to be the yellow, and you're going to close the single crochet with the yellow color or your other color. And you're going to make sure everything is tight. And now you can go ahead and cut the first color that you were using. In my case was the beige. And you're going to work one chain now using your new color and turn your work. And we're going to start working on row number 2. And in this row, you're going to work 2 half double crochet into each stitch. So here I have the first half double crochet, so I'm going to work another half double crochet into that same space. And this is going to be the first increase. So now I'm going to go to the second stitch and work 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. And this is the way you're going to continue working across this row. You're going to work 2 half double crochets into each stitch until you get to the end of the row. I'm going to continue working this way across the row, and I will show you what to do next. And now almost at the end of the row, and I'm going to start working on the last half double crochet, and as before, you're not going to close it, and you're going to bring the new color. In this case, I'm going to use orange, and you're going to close the half double crochet with the new color and make sure everything is tight, and you can go ahead and cut the yellow color or your second color, and make sure you leave a long tail so then you can weave in the ends. And this is how row number 2 is going to look like. Now you're going to work one chain in the new color, sorry, 2 chains in the new color, and turn your work. Make sure everything is tight, and now you're going to work 2 double crochets into the same space. And this is going to be a row of increases using double crochets. So that's the first increase, and now you're going to continue working 2 double crochets into the same stitch until you get to the end of the row. And now almost at the end of the row, and when you're working the last double crochet, you're not going to close a stitch, and you're going to bring the new color. In this case, I'm going to bring the beige color back to make the border of the spinner. And you can go ahead and cut the orange color. And now you're going to work one chain and turn your work. And this is going to be the border and the last row. So you're going to work one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And as you work the single crochets, you're going to hide the yarn threads, as you can see I'm doing here. And after working 3 single crochets, you're going to work 3 chains and work a slip stitch into the first chain or into the third chain from the hook. And this is going to create a picot stitch. And this is a sequence you're going to repeat along the row. So you're going to work a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So that's the first single crochet. Now I'm going to work a second one. And when you work the third one, you're going to work 3 chains and work a slip stitch into the first chain or the third chain from the hook, and work a single crochet into the next space, and so on. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on this sequence until I get to the end of the row. I'm now working the last single crochets of the row, and because I only have 3 stitches left, I'm just going to work one single crochet into each stitch, and you're going to work one chain and cut the yarn, and this is going to be the last row, and your wind spinner is almost ready to go. So now this is how the wind spinner is looking so far, and it's really spiraling, and I think it looks really nice. Now we have to create the little thread to hang the wind spinner. So for this, I'm going to use the yarn end from the beginning, and I'm just going to tie a knot. And here I'm going to show you. So you're going to tie a knot as I'm doing here on the video. And this way you're going to make sure your wind spinner can spin really well. And if you prefer, you can cut the yarn ends, but I'm going to leave it because it's absolutely fine. And now we need to weave in the ends to make sure our work looks tidy and clean. And for this, I'm going to use a tapestry needle, and I'm gonna go ahead and weave in those ends. And I'm going to go through the stitches 2 times or 3 times. In this case, I'm going to go only 2 times because this is not something you're going to wear, so it's fine. So 2 times, and then you can go ahead and cut the yarn, and you're going to repeat the same process for all the ends you have in your spinner. And then I will show you what to do next. For making the tassels, I'm going to use this baby foam, but you can use anything you have at home. And I'm going to use 3 strands of yarn. So I'm going to use the 3 colors I've worked for the spinner. And then I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping the yarn around the foam. And this is the way I like doing it. And you're going to repeat this for at least 10 times to create a thick tassel. And once you have the thickness you want, you're going to cut the yarn. And now you're going to measure at least 30 centimeters or even a bit more in order to assemble your tassel. And for this, I'm going to use a beige color, but you can use any colors you want. Now you can take the tassel away from the phone and be careful in order not to unravel all the strands. And now you're going to insert that long thread of yarn inside the tassel in order to secure, as you can see here, and you're going to work 2 or 3 knots to make sure this is not going to unravel. So make sure it's really tight. And I'm doing it at least 3 times. And once your tassel is secure, you can go ahead and cut the yarn. So this is the base, so you're going to cut the yarn in order to create your tassel. And if you have some yarn ends, don't worry, because you can easily remove them, and you can even use a brush in order to brush all the yarn ends away of your tassel. Now you're going to use another thread of yarn in order to create the middle part of the tassel, and you're going to tie a knot around as I'm doing it now here on the video, and you're going to do this at least 2 or 3 times. Now I am doing it at the last time, turning it around, so I make sure this is perfect and it's not going to unravel. And after you've created the tassel, you can go ahead and hide those ends inside the tassel with a tapestry needle, and you go inside, and those ends are going to hide away inside the rest. To do is to trim those ends. Now you're ready to attach the tassel to your wind spinner, and you're going to use a tapestry needle, and you're going to thread the two ends left from the tassel, and you're going to do this at the bottom of the wind spinner. And this is the way I'm going to do it. You're going to go through the last row of stitches, and you're going to make sure it's tight enough, and you're going to go through again another time in order to secure your work and to make sure that tassel is not going to fall off. And you're going to repeat this a couple of times until the tassel is well secured to the spinner. And then after that, you're ready to cut the yarn and weave in any ends, and your wind spinner is going to be ready to be used. I wanted to quickly show you how to make the sunflowers. I've worked 3 rounds in brown and 1 round in yellow, and I follow the tutorial that I have on my YouTube channel on how to make sunflower coasters. So I will leave the link on the description down below so you can make them. For this project, I've made 2 of them and I'm going to join them together, but you can work 1 if that's enough for you. So for joining them, you're going to cut a thread of yarn that measures approximately 27 centimeters, and you're going to use your crochet hook to join it to the bottom of the spinner. And you're going to go through the yellow part, so that will be the third row, and you're going to insert your hook and insert the yarn, and then just create like a slip knot, so then your yarn will be secure. And now you're going to insert your hook through both petals of the sunflowers and insert the yarn through the sides, and with the smaller thread of yarn you're going to go through as you are making a slip knot. You're going to tie the yarn and then use the yarn needle in order to hide those two ends. Now you're going to use another thread of yarn, and you're going to cut at least 30 centimeters, and you're going to use your tapestry needle, and you're going to sew the petals together on the bottom edge, and this way your sunflower is going to have more texture and more flair. So this is the way I'm going to do it, but if you have any other preferred method, go ahead and do it that way. So the only thing left to do is to weave in those ends, and then our spinner is going to be ready. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy watching this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!